All right, let's stack up the numbers here. Looks like war is on the horizon in the Middle East. Again. Yeah, Trump has sent a carrier strike group, stealth bombers, and troops to Iran's regional neighborhood to deter Iranian aggression. Yeah, I know. So let's stack up the numbers for you here. It's a fairly standard David and Goliath setup. Not only does the US firepower dominate Iran across the spectrum, but Iran is already encircled by roughly 20 US bases or more. Let's bring up the map for you. Roughly 7,000 US troops in Bahrain, 13,000 in Kuwait, another 10,000 in Qatar, 5,000 in Abu Dhabi, oh, and don't forget 5,000 in Iraq. I could go on and on. The US also has a series of so-called lily pads, access to airfields and ports in Oman, Saudi Arabia, Turkey, and Egypt. So we're talking lots of jets, tanks, troops, hardware already in place. But what of Iran's firepower? It's big enough to pack one hell of a punch. Tehran, simply put, is jacked with missiles. You've got the Shahab 1 and 2 with moderate ranges. And then you've got the heavy ballistics like the Sejil that cruises up to 2,000 kilometers. Now you compare that with a 160-kilometer range of the Patriot missiles on the dispatched Abraham Lincoln aircraft carrier, and in this case the US is seriously outgunned. So let's bring up another map for you, the missile map. For the region, you quickly understand that Iran has some serious reach. In fact, it could theoretically target every US asset in the region and off the coasts. It's a scary thought. But how might a war actually go down? Now, the US would likely launch jets and bombers from Iran's east and west flanks. B-52s, F-22 Raptors, F-15 Eagles, they would soften up ground targets like air bases. While naval assets in the Arabian Sea, i.e. the Abraham Lincoln Strike Group and the USS Arlington, they would launch additional aircraft and Patriot missiles. However, that might mean being potentially within 160 kilometers of Iran's coast, making US vessels very open to return fire. The Iranian Navy has more than 30 submarines and recently warned they would use missiles or 2 new secret weapons to send US warships to the bottom of the sea. Now then you've got the idea of a swarm offensive. Hundreds of Iranian patrol boats loaded to the gills with missiles. They could theoretically swarm and overwhelm the US Navy's heavy battle cruisers like a horde of locusts. So, ultimately, at the end of the day, it's going to be a catastrophe. Any which way you look at it.